I think... Just totally hit myself in the face with it.
And now for my next number, I'd like to return to the
classic. Time.
Hey everybody, it's Alex back again with another video, and I'm joined with Gennie, my girlfriend. And I was trying to think of different ways to get her involved in a video. She's been in the background of a couple of my videos recently.
Most of the time I'm sleeping.
Most of the time she's either sleeping or on her phone. But this time she's getting involved in the video. I kind of took this idea from Matt over at Too Many Records. He did a similar thing on his channel. But I'm going to take it and make it my own. So Jenny's going to go through my collection and pick out a record, and I'm going to talk about it, but we're going to do that like 10 times. So she's going to pick out 10 records, and I've got to talk about them. And it might help me rediscover something in my collection I forgot I had. But then also gets Jenny to know my collection a bit more. So when you're ready, you can walk over there and pick something out. Alright, this is the one she picked. Brothers Johnson, Light Up the Night. That's a great album to pick to start with. It's a funk album produced by Quincy Jones, who's worked with Michael Jackson quite a bit. They're only a duo, but their music's been used in other genres across the board, and this guy here, Rod Temperton, British, he's also worked with loads of other people as well. But this is a really, really good album. Stomp was massive off this album. And it's just a very, very good album. I don't know what else I can say about this that I haven't said 1,000 times, but yeah, Brothers Johnson, Light Up the Night. Fantastic album.
I get nothing.
Yeah.
Damn.
Damn. My favourite album of 2017. Kendrick Lamar. He had a big track off of it, big hit off of this with the song Humble, which still gets played at our local nightclub in the second room.
Does it?
It does, yeah, quite a bit. He did have a version of this where the album's reversed and on clear vinyl, but I don't have that, unfortunately. I wish I did, but I have this one. But yeah, because it's a very, very good hip hop album, and he's got Rihanna and U2 featuring on this as well, and it sort of defines his career a little bit, because he's taken his last 3 studio albums and sort of combined them to make this, or the 3 different sounds from those albums, and put them all into this album. But yeah, it's Kendrick. What can I say about Kendrick? It's not been said. Damn! It's not been said already. But yeah, like I said, my favourite album of 2017. And just a brilliant rap. One of my, probably, I think he might be my favourite modern rapper. He's just that talented. So yeah, that's damn. Destiny by the Jacksons. Surely you know this. Blame It on the Boogie.
Of course I know.
That's all I've got to say about this one. If I don't hit her in the face with it.
Oh, I really flinched.
Sorry, that's going to make me look really bad. But yeah, that alone, the peacock on the back, that cock, made her pick out this album. But this is a great album, because you've obviously got Blame It on the Boogie. Shake Your Body Down to the Ground is my favourite track on this album, and from 78, it's the album they did before Off the Wall came out, which a lot of people count as Michael's first album. because it's sort of his breakthrough. But this is an album. This is probably the biggest Jackson's album, I would think. This and Triumph. But yeah, another favorite of mine, and just a quality album altogether. Brilliant. I did forget I had that one.
Did you?
I forgot I had this. Diana by Diana Ross. Is this the one that's produced by Noel Rodgers and Bernard Edwards? Famously has I'm Coming Out and Upside Down on it. And if it goes through, I think she's doing Glastonbury this year.
I don't think that's going to go through then.
But if it doesn't go through, then she won't be doing that. But this is I did forget I had this. This was one of my very first, I think, bargain bin finds in a record store. And I remembered it because I was looking for it. Because Notorious B.I.G. sampled the song I'm Coming Out. I mean, an interesting story, a bit of a tangent, but it is about the album. Diana Ross never knew what I'm Coming Out was about. It wasn't until many years later she walked into Noel's studio and went, "That's what that song's about. How come you never told me?" So I think that's a pretty interesting story, how she never knew what that song was about, but that's a great album, which I forgot I had, so thanks for pulling that one out. One that I haven't listened to in a while, Eric Clapton Unplugged. This is a reissue. I don't know what really... The only thing, really, is I'm not a huge Eric Clapton fan, but this is a great live acoustic album. Sort of covering you up there, sorry.
That's alright.
But this is... Everything on here, except maybe his acoustic version of Layla on this is good, obviously from 1992, and just a great album altogether. If you're a Clapton fan, this is one to get hold of, because this album is just incredible. That's all I can really say about that one. I haven't listened to that in a while. Thanks. Linkin Park, Hybrid Theory. This is just celebrating 20 years. I'm still saddened by Chester's death to this day. Chester in that photo looks like one of my neighbours. But yeah, that's not something we talk about. Yeah, I believe this album turns 20 this year, and they've just done a live stream last night, as of when we're recording this, celebrating that. Of course, this is another repress, but this is a great album, a very, very strong album to start a career with. So and of course one of the first bands I sort of discovered on my own. So Linkin Park is of course one of my favourite bands ever. And how can you not like that cover?
That's an awesome cover.
Yeah. I'm interested to see why you picked this one out. So, if you want to tell everybody why you picked this one?
It's very cool.
It's very cool.
Yeah.
What,
It's a very cool cover.
Cool cover. This is a Tribe Called Quest's last album. The last album they did as their full group before that they recorded before Five Dog passed away. In 2016. It keeps the sound that Tribe Called Quest had from when they were making music in the 90s, but at the same time, it's a very political built album, and it's not my favourite from them, I'll be honest, but there are some very, very killer tracks on this album. So I don't really know what else to say other than rest in peace Five Dog, because the album came out after he died, but still a fan. If anyone's going to go out with a bang,
It had to be him.
It had to be him on this album. Because I'm glad they recorded one more before he passed away. Because the album before this isn't that great, unfortunately. But still a very, very good album, even though it might not be my favourite from them. Beastie Boys! My favourite Beastie Boys album, Paul's Boutique. I've talked about this a few times. I don't think I really have to talk about it too much again. I'm just trying to think.
Am I picking bad ones?
No, you're doing great. You're doing great. I'm just trying to think. Because obviously they are a Brooklyn-based trio. Very, very great music. Famous for their debut, License to Ill, but this is a lot of people's favourite Beastie Boys album. It's my favourite Beastie Boys album. It really is an album that I think deserves more credit in their catalogue outside of their debut. Because this album hit harder than their first. So Paul's Boutique is definitely an album worth revisiting if you're not that familiar with it. But it is a great, great album. 2 more and we'll be done.
I kind of want to know what that is.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah. I have no idea, I'm not even gonna lie.
Days Like Stray Dogs, Drunk Confident. Even I had to check what this was. It's still sealed, which means I've never listened to it. But I do remember what this is. This is a guy who lives locally in Canterbury. And when I worked in the record store, because he was a regular, he came in one day and he struggles to sell these on Bandcamp. But what he did one day is he came in and he just handed me both his albums, new copies, and said, "These are for you." And I haven't listened to them because I listened to him on Bandcamp and didn't really like him. But just because he's local, I sort of kept it. If you like down music where people are just messing around with like tapes and sound effects, a bit like they do. If you've ever seen the movie Baby Driver, Baby, when he's messing around with the tapes and the old sound equipment, making tracks like that, that's pretty much what this is. I don't like it, but I've kept it, so that's why I kept it sealed. But I kept it for the sole purpose that not only is he local, but he was also one of my regular customers when I was in the shop. I think you can still get these if you have a little dig around, but definitely check it out before purchasing it. But yeah, he does want to have that because he does live locally.
That's the last one, isn't it?
One more.
Oh, duh.
She likes this one, I think. Paul McCartney, Tug of War. I haven't long since picked this up.
Really?
This was a German copy of this album, I think. But I picked this up mainly because of the 2 songs on this album that feature Stevie Wonder. Obviously, being like a die-hard Stevie Wonder fan, I'm going to pick it up. Not being a huge Beatles fan, but this is... Okay. I'm not a huge Beatles fan.
Wow.
I've said it on camera before. There's about maybe 10 or so Beatles songs I love. But I did grab this because it had Ebony and Ivory on it, and I didn't have that song with Stevie on it. That's why I picked this up. But if I'm being completely honest, I do like this album as a whole, and I do like Wings. But yeah, this is an album that really took me by surprise because I didn't want to like it because obviously it's Paul McCartney, and not being a big Beatles fan, you're not gonna like it. But I have it, I like it, and it's obviously it's famous for having Ebony and Ivory on it. For what it is. So yeah, that's that one. Not offended, are you, by the fact I'm not a huge Beatles fan?
I mean, ouch.
I do have a few Beatles albums, I've got Rubber Soul, I think, down there. Magical Mystery Tour, Abbey Road, Best of Beatles on CD.
You have Abbey Road.
I have Abbey
I didn't
Road.
see it.
No, because you're in the wrong place. But with that, I think that'll do it for this video. That's 10. So we're all done here. That's Gennie.
Hi.
She's also on YouTube. I feature on a number of her videos. I'll link her YouTube in the description below. So if you want to go and subscribe, see more of me, see more of Gennie, go over there, subscribe. Because she has a great channel.
Thank you.
No worries.
If you're not subscribed here, you should be.
Yeah, you should be here if you're not subscribed. Smash the thumbs up, as always. Hit that self-destruct button on those likes.
I can't do it that fast.
But smash the thumbs up button either way. Like Gennie said, subscribe if you ain't already. Make sure that bell is hit so you know when I upload next. And I'll see you guys again very soon. Peace.